Today I want to tell you how I managed to forgive my father. It's a really hard video to make, but I feel like it might help some people out there, so I know it's worth it. When it comes to my dad, I have a lot of things that I have to forgive him. First of all, when I was 3 years old, he left me and my mom. He escaped to another country. And not just that, okay? He also stole all the money they have gathered together, all the savings, gone. And I remember how much it impacted my mom. She would cry, she would take things out on me, and that made my upbringing, my childhood really tough. So that's strike number 1 for my dad. He messed up my childhood. Strike number 2 was when my mom unexpectedly died. I was 11, and that was the first time I saw him again. He came to the funeral, and after the funeral he came to me, hugged me, cried, and left. And considering that my mom was a single mother after she died, the next step for me was becoming an orphan. And he didn't even hint, he didn't even mention one word saying that I'm gonna take you, you know? Luckily for me, I had my grandparents who adopted me and changed my life. I have no idea where would I be if it wasn't for them. But ever since then, when I was 11, I learned how to hate. My dad was that figure in my life that I hated. He was the closest to the enemy. Out of all the people I ever met, my own dad was the closest to my enemy. But when I was 18, something changed. For some reason, I wanted to grow as a human. For real, I had this period in my life when I wanted to become better. And I realized back then that if I am incapable of leaving things behind, I will never grow past a certain point. I will never be capable of believing that I can be someone after a really bad childhood, after a bad, tough upbringing. I would never be capable of believing that I can be a good person having this father in me, his genes. If I don't go past this point of forgiveness, I will never become better and stronger and bigger. So, since I was 18, I started working on forgiveness. And it sounds weird, but I literally worked on it. It was tough as hell. But every time I would think of my dad, I would try to think of different approach about him. I started seeing him as a vulnerable human and not an enemy. And over a few years, I really managed to forgive him. And the reason why I make this video is because yesterday I spoke to my grandparents on Skype, and they told me that he came back. He came back to pick up this paper. This paper is a sign of my final step of forgiveness, because my dad owes me a lot of money. He never paid $1 on me. And he owes me like $15,000, which in Poland is a lot, okay? That's a lot of money. I signed a paper saying that this money is his. And my first question to my grandparents was, did he say thank you? Or did he say anything? And he didn't. He said nothing. And you know what? This made me really happy. I know, it's weird. Something like this made me happy. Freaking father comes back after 15 years because he's getting money from me and says no thank you, and it makes me happy. But it really did, because that was the reminder of how much I grew ever since I felt these negative emotions. It's an amazing feeling that he can come back at any point of my life. He can mess up over and over and over, and I don't have any hate in me anymore. This moment made me realize that nothing can break me. I want you to hear these words because I know a lot of us have these people in our lives. It can be anyone. A friend who betrayed us, an ex-boyfriend, husband, ex-wife. If you feel like you cannot ever go past the point of forgiveness, that is not true. The way I see forgiveness is not just for him. The forgiveness was something that I deserved. After all these things, these bad things he have done to me, he should not keep on bringing me down, of holding me back. I deserve to forgive him. And I hope that you see forgiveness in the same exact way. It's not just for the person, it's also for you. You do not deserve to have this hate in you because someone messed up in your life, because someone sucks, okay? Like my dad, he really sucks. But because I managed to forgive, I am who I am right now. I have no hate inside of me, and that is a great, genuinely great feeling. So I really hope that you forgive somebody today, tomorrow, or the next year. It's a long process sometimes, as it was for me, but it's truly worth it, and it makes you feel amazing. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon again. Forgive.